Welcome back, guys. This is another Markup Monday video with me and Chris. We've had 3 trades today. I took a gold position this morning. Chris took a GJ and a GU trade. Is that right, Chris?
That's correct. Yeah, both buys.
Both buys. Yeah, I was in a gold buy. I'm going to share my screen and show you what happened. So this morning, I got in the gold buys based off of this weekly level that I've had marked out from a previous weekly high, moving down to the 30-minute. Actually, it was a 15-minute. Sorry, we broke below and then we closed back above, and then I got in off of this rejection right here, held, and then didn't quite reach. I was aiming for a 1 to 3, so 3%, risking 1%. Didn't quite get there, unfortunately. Is what it is. It's just unfortunate, really. The dollar, I spoke about it in the last video. The dollar heading towards the level of 101, and we did actually. I've got this range drawn out on the 4-hour. We have actually broken below, and we've now closed back in, but it's still looking quite bearish for the dollar. We're hoping to hit this soon. It's still quite a long way off, but I mean, that was my Monday. I'm going to hand you over to Chris, and he'll take you through 2 of the setups he's taken today, and he's currently still in them now.
Yeah, so if you can see this, that'd be great. So I'll just take you over to the Discord quickly. As you can see this morning, I did call my GU position, and Brandon called his my GU and my GJ position. Brandon also called his gold position. As you can see, GU did hit stop loss, which was my first position at about 6 a.m. this morning. Tried to ride pre-London volume. It just didn't work. I was too early, unfortunately. But that's part of the game. That's part of trading. You have to take them losses sometimes before you catch the move. And as you can see down here, Brandon did also share that he managed to get stopped out after hitting a 1 to 2. But as he says, we do move. It's part of the game. We're not going to get too hung up on it. So GJ, let's quickly go into GJ. I had this weekly high plotted out at 161.210 from last week's weekly high, which we can also see has got quite a major lot of liquidity. Every time price comes into this, we get a fat reaction out of it. So I was looking for price to come up and break these highs, which we did with this 4-hour candle. This morning at 6 o'clock, we closed just below it. So I got in my positions with stops below the lows of the structure that had been formed around this huge push out of this low over here. And was looking to ride this up. Price did chop around for a few hours. We were in about 0.5% drawdown, as you can see. The prices now came back into the highs, and we've just taken out the high. So I'd like to see price continue pushing for a nice back into 164 on this 4-hour time frame. We've got it's just below a nice daily level I've got marked out. So I'm just trying to take it into the round psychological level, just below where my daily area is. I'm not trying to push price too far, just trying to get out what I can get out of it. So as you can see, price is now flipped bullish on this 4-hour time frame. So you'd like to see this continue going. GU is a little bit of a tricky one. As I said this morning, I did get stopped out, and I did actually take the original buy entry around this retest here this morning, with my stops down at this region. I was looking as price came out and wicked these stop losses out. When we came back down and we retested this structure and on a low time frame, we were actually holding. As you can see in this marked off zone here. So once we had established and we came back in for a second retest, I got in a buy position, tried to ride it up, and as you can see, price did come down and stop me out. But we are now still holding the bias for longs this week. I still feel like the pound is too low for where it needs to be. I'm going off what Brandon said with the Dixie still heading lower potentially. This lines up incredibly nicely. We're just trying to ride the waves. We're not trying to catch tops and bottoms. But we did actually catch the bottom on our scaling entry on GU. So I took the second buy entry, and when price came down and respected one of my levels slightly lower, I did say that this is a very high risk setup. But high risk is where the reward is, if I do say so myself. So as you can see, price came down. Once we established a little bit of support, I got back in the buy positions, which was kind of off like the 1 hour 50 SMA. But I wasn't sure if price was quite going to get into it. So I took the early buy with stops below the lows of the structure. And when price came back down into this region, I just had a feeling that we're just fishing out these stop losses. And as long as these lows don't break, I'm pretty happy to risk 2% for a potential total of about 18%. So that's a pretty good RR. We're trading with the higher time frames. We're trading with the trend. I don't see why this position would go against me now. The only other one I had marked up today, which is such a crying shame that we didn't manage to take it in the chat. I had this position marked up. We hosted a live session on Sunday. Here, as you can see, we had a few members in there and we went over some positions. And one of the positions I spoke about was a 4-hour closure above this base over here to come up to fill these ranges up into these highs, at least into 12,000. So I had this 4-hour zone marked off. And if we closed above, I would look to take the buys with the stops below, which was a 5.7% position, which we unfortunately missed. But that's also part of the game. That's one of them things. Like, we're currently floating about 2% on GU between these two positions. GJ is also in about 0.5% profit currently. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It looks like things are going to recover. Things are going to go our way this week. If you go back and track our last few videos, we've been pretty accurate in the calls we've made so far. And we hope for that win streak to continue. Haven't really got much more to say myself. If Brandon wants to cover anything else and round it off, then we'll leave it there.
Yep. No, I'm done. I'm going to round it off here. So, yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for this one. We'll see you in the next one. Please like, comment.